today's 1 Million by 1 Million Strategy Roundtable for Entrepreneurs. This is a first roundtable, and we've been doing this since the fall of 2008. It started kind of as an experiment of where we can do online mentoring around the world, and then blended into this 1 Million by 1 Million program. So these roundtables actually predate the 1 Million by 1 Million program, which aims to help 1 million entrepreneurs reach $1 million and beyond in annual revenue, build $1 trillion in global GDP, and 10 million jobs. So in terms of protocol and logistics, I will give you some very quickly. This course is being recorded. You will have the recording available on our YouTube channel. I will give you the channel details in a minute. Before we begin, those of you who are here from entrepreneurship development organizations or corporations or, various ecosystems around the world, entrepreneurship ecosystems, please look at the Better in a Box program. We are working with various partners on this. In fact, I think some people are here today from Oracle partnership. Oracle Application Labs uses 1M as their incubator. It's an interesting program that would help organizations extend their incubation resources seamlessly. If you're on Twitter and if you're live tweeting, please tag 1M. Our handles are at 1M by 1M and at Sramana. You're welcome to follow. The Roundtable channel on YouTube is tables. It not only recordings of these roundtables, it also has a whole bunch of other stuff like really funky cartoons, entrepreneurship cartoons. So you have to really like entrepreneurship to enjoy these cartoons. And we have various 1M FAQs and the 1M program. Now, those of you who are planning to call in, after we finish the formal presentations with slides, we will have time allocated for us to listen and chat with you. For those who are going to call in or use the public chat to ask questions or make comments, these are the chat instructions. Let us know in public chat that you're planning to dial in, and then put the computer on mute. Phone number is 64793208. Access code 66761. Keep the phone muted until I ask for you, because if all of you call in and start speaking at once, we won't be able to. Looks like we are going to be starting today actually with Fire from Santiago, Chile. So the call, if you could please unmute your line and tell us what's going on with gap jumpers.
To all people listening in. That's Petar and I. Between us, we've got experience spanning cities like Hyderabad, Amsterdam, London, Paris, and now in Santiago. So moving to Santiago was easier. It could be received our invitation to join Startup Chile. And since then, launched 3 versions of Gap Jumpers. Talk about the version that is live now. Next slide. Exists to solve one of the root causes of youth unemployment today. The Interlabor Organization and McKinsey term it as the job skill mismatch, where lads who do not have the necessary skills required to perform jobs of today and the future can't get into the workplace. So this is a problem that is keeping most young people out of the workplace, because they don't have to gain work experience to prove themselves to prospective employers. Next slide. Experts directly to young professionals. We ask work-related problem-solving questions to answer them to prove abilities and skills. Next question. Next slide. By reviewing the best answers, experienced professionals create their own talent pool and get professional recommendations from the best in the industry that they'd never ever had access to before. Next slide. This one from Dot Laboratories in San Francisco is a question for a GPU implementation engineer that they were to hire. So now Saad Falbi is using jumpers to screen the best talent from around the world for a full-time job for his team. Next slide. While this one is from Molly Hill in Sao Paulo, who's a junior advertising strategist who can get a career break by answering this question. All receive personal feedback from tutors and receive professional recommendations. Next slide. From many cities around the world, and the list is growing every day. On the other hand, students in unpopular places in the world have been able to connect with their internet idols in the professional space, and they are capable of doing something. These are students that get ignored by companies when they visit MIT or IIT for their campus placements. Next. Space had this to say about gap jumpers on his LinkedIn influencer post. He saw the future of the application process in compared to what he deems as the current application process, which has existed for over 30 years and hasn't changed. Paid plan, where individuals pay after trying gap jumpers and efficiency and value of the product for themselves. It's simple for individual users. It's $2 per answer credit to ensure commitment and seriousness, and $100 on the other side for the experts. It's like to get the complete applicant profile after they reviewed an answer. Next. Where we call this the pre version, where universities subsidize answer credits, $1 per answer credit for their students, and enterprise pre for budget, where they put hiring managers directly in control of the quality of talent with resource inefficiency. Next. Quickly. And we would like to get your feedback and your good scale. One of the areas that is of concern to us is we are a small team. We would like to grow this team further. For that funding, we want experts and reach out to where these mentors exist and to ask questions. Use our existing and base to grow further to other locations, but complement that with other people's networks. We would like to expand the network to university alumni bodies because they are the perfect ground to connect in this to current students and into ideas.
What is the current status of this business? Are you working with any university alumni body, any combination of the current students and university alumni combination where this is action?
In universities, on the previous slide, we've got universities that have implemented it. So they're all in Santiago at the moment. We're talking with MICA and Institute of Design Ahmedabad to implement it. But it takes time because their bodies have existed for generations where they've only connected to students through meetups and physical and things, and to suddenly now see opportunity, it takes those for a bit of time to get.
Going after the wrong universities. There are universities who are much more cutting-edge users of the internet. Look at IT.
Any thoughts on who they are opinion that we could be?
Cutting-edge user of the internet, and the Stanford, MIT, and a whole bunch of others are very cutting-edge users of the internet. One thing you could look at is people who are signing on to the move, like the Coursera and Coursera or edX or Udemy kind of stuff, or not Udemy.
Mm-hmm.
Universities are much more up to speed on the internet, and you could go talk to those universities knowing that they are early adopters of innovations, internet innovations. Places where I would go. If you go to these kind of universities that don't really have that track record, you will not find the early adopters, and things are going to move really slowly. In general, there's a very strong principle of bringing any product to market. You have to go after clients who are likely to take chances and take risks and do things that are innovative and new.
On that innovation note, I think we are kind of getting that traction on the company side, on the enterprise side, where like Google, like Dolby, like Wyden, Kennedy, we have experts from asking questions. So it's been very easy on the enterprise side to go bottom up. We're easily able to sign up experts. However, that's happening through our professional networks, not through an system.
Where do you get the people, sir? Where do you get the professionals who are going to, or the young people, or those questions who are going to be answering?
Right. So there are two ways that this happens at the moment, and we've clearly not got it right. The professionals have their own networks. So the professionals' existing networks, because most young people who come as ideals follow them, either on Facebook or on LinkedIn, so on and so forth. So they become an automatic breeding ground for our questions to propagate. And the one is we go to specialized like where people ask these questions. How do I get a job in a GPU implementation? There's some question, and we are the answer to that question, saying here's now a way for you to get in. There are many forms where people ask, oh, what are these interview questions that are being asked by people? And we become then the source of that in drive people to answer these questions here.
If you were to identify what is the concentration, what is the focus of the experts that you have accumulated right now, how many experts do you are asking questions, and what area are they in?
Okay, in design, technology, but sales. So we've got pretty diverse at first sight, for us at least, in terms of industry sectors. So design would be number one, technology would be number two, and is the third one.
Kind of match those up with, like, if you're looking at tech, for instance, if you look for programmers and computer science people and so forth, you go take the experts you have, understand what profiles they're looking for, and then go maybe work with the either career development offices or computer professors in universities and colleges, and get them to get their students to start students and to start answering. You have to go around experts, pick one area, build the full vertical implementation of your project within that vertical area. And you can do that in marketing and design. You can do it in computer science related stuff. You can do it wherever. Computer science, the advantage is that you have people who are early adopters, because these people are generally very online savvy.
I have another question. Could we move to the last slide, if you don't mind, if you have a moment?
Sure.
We're facing a huge barrier when it comes to approaching these in New York and in the US. We look at us as an investment opportunity for the simple reason that we're physically not located in the city of their, offices and so on, and a way to us as people.
Honestly, it is not really possible from the US in Latin America via funding. You can get, some seed funding from potentially an angel investor or an angel group, but VC is going to be very difficult to get until you get to a lot more traction. The which you won't get VC funding from Latin America. I mean, you can get from Latin American VCs, but you won't be able to get it from US VCs.
Okay. The thing is, Latin American VCs say we'll invest in companies that only focus in Latin America and not global. So it's kind of super. But each one VC says we only want to fund that only focus on Latin American markets. Well, we are not that. We're a global company. The other guys say you're America. You should be here to be global.
So you need to work with angels, process angels who are going to be willing to give you enough run to a certain point, and then take it from then. You may even have to move to the US.
I'm just going to ask Petar has a question. My partner is here with me too.
Good evening, afternoon. When it comes to, would you recommend to us type of platform that we focus on West Coast, or the East Coast, New York, to talk to groups? Because we need to focus our energy.
The group. It
really Okay.
Any network groups that
there's also a lot of Latin American money, Miami, for instance, or in Florida in general. You could those. They have to find an angel who is of Latin American origin.
Okay. Does that come up to your mind? That
if you want us to help you with all this, you're going to need to hold on. We'll talk about how we work with entrepreneurs. We won't make introductions now.
Okay.
So that stuff is part of our premium program, and for that you're going to have to be part of the M1M program. And then we use a lot of different ways of making that happen. So you need to kind of you to how we work and then decide whether you want to be part of the program.
Okay, that's very good. That's very helpful. I'll be looking forward to that information, and thank you so much for this opportunity. That's awesome.
You're going to do another 3 presentations, then do the segment on how 1M works with entrepreneurs, and we will take more Q&A questions. So Maureen, are we going back to Anil?
Oh, hi, Sramana. How are you? Yeah, actually got my name really good.
All right. Go ahead.
Namaste. It's a platform to connect international students when they travel abroad with homestay families. To the next slide. So you connect international students. We imagine you are in South Korea and Canada to Vancouver to study English. You want English abilities. So let's analyze how it happens, how is the process on the net. How it works. Student goes to the local exchange agencies. These agencies, they are very similar to agencies, but focus on education. And they ask to go to Canada. So they show few options about the schools. This is the best school for his profile. And then school contacts a homestay coordinator, a local homestay coordinator who will find the homestay, will make placement. So right now, there's a lot of middlemen. We can find his accommodation. I have most of the students, they stay at homestay families because it's much more affordable than hotel. I'm going to show how our business model works. So, Domesday, we are formed, so we shouldn't go to this local agency is his job to choose the best school, but at the time they will log into our website. They will have login and password. They will be able to browse different according to the student profile. So I would like to say in a family that has kids, that has a dog, I'm allergic to that, or based on his or her preference. We will be able to find what's the best match for his family, for his profile. And on the the families will also have a review, so the student can understand better what he's expecting when he's traveling abroad, what kind of experience he will have. Like this family, we send education to HomeSafe family. HomeSafe, on the other hand, can also see what kind of student they're going to receive and accept or deny this student. Guys, how money. So the platform will charge $100 fee international students to select what's the best family. We're going to get a commission from the HomeSafe fee. So, like example, a student decides to stay a month in a HomeSafe family, and that's $1,000. So, $50 to make the whole payment process. That's service fee for letting them use the platform. So, acquisition, our strategy is to partner with exchange agencies in different countries. I have a list of the top 5 countries. I will show you guys later. So, agencies business is huge around the globe. It's really easy to approach them. They have a barrier. Most of them they speak English, but they don't. But that's something we can come out with a strategy. We can hire Chinese speakers, Korean speakers, make this process easier. We'll have a new tool, a new sales tool for them to browse HomeSafe families, which happen right now. What's a problem in this students industry is that students, they travel abroad, they only give their HomeSafe information a week, 2 weeks before departing their own country. So it creates a huge anxiety for the family, for the student, the agency. Because this plays a very important role when you're going abroad to learn a new language. And you need to understand, or at least to know what kind of accommodation you're going to stay. Such a short period before you depart in your own country, it's really good. When you receive this information, if they get this family, they not a family. They have to wait until they arrive in the country, have to socialize with the family. So the business model right now doesn't work. There's a lot of complaints. So to have these agencies in different countries helping students to book the HomeSafe based on their profile, our partners, our agencies, and that's very different right now. They don't receive any money, and actually we're going to help these agencies to increase business and sales.
The families who want to be part of this network, how are you them?
We have a list with around 1,200 families, 100 families in Vancouver, and other families in Toronto. So once we call them, and the process is easy. They love to be booked. Sometimes they depend on this money to pay the PH. So it's a big strategy.
But you can families by calling one by one. That's a very expensive customer acquisition process.
Yes, just in the beginning to get some traction, to get 50 families, 100 families. And basically, we're going to use internet marketing to setting a profile online and setting a profile on the platform.
But I mean, where are people looking for homestays? Vancouver and Toronto are just where are people looking for homestays mostly?
Well, they look everywhere. It's one of the main destinations for international students. US, UK, Australia, and New Zealand. That is the next countries we would go to the homestays.
Well, you're talking like it's so easy to find family to host students for extensive period of time. It's it needs to be city specific. It needs to be in each city that you want to cater to. You're going to need to create a critical mass of families. I mean, I'm saying it cannot be done, but you need a strategy to do it. I think you have identified a good niche. I think it's an interesting problem that you're talking about, and I think it's working. But you think through how you're going to bring together large numbers of people.
This is one of the questions I have for you. In the on our business model, pretty much happen all the whole this network of homestay families. It's a homestay coordinator. Usually, a homestay coordinator is a local agency who can be one person, can be few people. The whole network of homestay families, because they have been doing this business for years. So, looking to do a platform, the homestay coordinators will be able to use the list. We would make the booking through the website. So, the coordinator will lose some business.
Without homestay coordinator, and you're asking them to give you their salaries. How is that going to work? That is not going to work. That isn't.
Well, be paying them. We instead of, let's say they charge $200 and they make 20 bookings in a month, we would be paying them $100 and they would be making much more bookings because our platform is going to be global.
It's simple to pay people. Your business model is going to get screwed up this way. If your family acquisition cost is that high, it's going to start screwing up the business model. The strategy for acquiring sites actually. One is simpler because there are 3,000 agencies. You go directly to those agencies and work with them with the marketing, email marketing, necessary even some sort of a telesales model. I think you're on the side. You need to read through how you get these people, the people who are willing to host students. And about your TAM, I don't think your TAM calculation is correct. If $88 million spent on international students, that is not your TAM. Your TAM is a very small percentage of this number, and you need to really get down to what is it that you make out of this. That is your TAM. This is some of a top-down 1,000-foot TAM. You need a bottom-up, really defined TAM model.
Actually, this number, 788 million, it's accommodation spending from students.
Yeah, but you get all that accommodation spending. Most of the accommodation spending goes to the college housings. I was an international student. I didn't stay at a homestay. I was at the dorm, my undergraduate, and I had an apartment for my grad school. So the question is, what of that goes to homestays? Okay. Validation status right now. How far are you?
Just finishing. We quickly over that. The validation we have contacted international students, showed the business they like it. Said before that they couldn't see where they live, and now they would have a form to choose the best family. It's because it's a sales tool. We have been talking with them, and they like the platform because their main business is not business to find accommodation for students. Mm-hmm. Like the way we go, it will help them to speed up the process, and families really like it. We have been talking so far because they can see the student profile and also charge how much they want.
And you're doing validation in Vancouver?
We're doing the validation here in Vancouver.
Agents, how many international students, how many schools, how many families have you talked to in Vancouver? What is the scope of your validation exercise?
So after we won a startup weekend, we joined the next program, trying to do 10 to 20 interviews, different partners. So we have been talking with 30 homestay families, international students, 6 agencies, and 2-3 schools.
And these students are already in Vancouver using homestays?
Already in Vancouver, it's really easy to approach them. We can go through the whole process.
Mm-hmm. Okay. There's a real business opportunity here. I think you've identified a good niche. You don't know the niche. You need to do a full-time model to be able to get a sense of what is the size of the business, but I think there's an interesting business here.
No. If we can go quickly over the questions. This is the team. So the first question I have is like the platform needs to be, it's a complex platform. So your opinion on hiring developers from overseas?
And if anybody on your team has some experience of handling overseas developers, selecting overseas developers and using overseas developers, and this is a common technique, methodology for people to use, startups to use overseas developer. But ideally, you need somebody on your side who really knows how to manage this, who knows how to design a product, write up specs, and really solid communication and management skills to be able to manage a situation like that. And if you can on your team who is to join as a co-founder and build a platform or manage the project, that would be. It sounds like you're not that person, right? You're not a developer.
Yeah, I'm on the sales side.
Yeah. So you need someone who understands the process of software development. Otherwise, an outsourced project has a very high likelihood of failure. But if this is what they're doing, then you can do it with an outsourced team.
And I would go. That's very important. It's so we want incorporation, and we working on the we take equity. What is your suggestion?
Your situation in a lot more depth and help you with figure that out. I can't in this session.
Okay, no problem. And and with quality by checking the houses. So should we open office our business? Should we partner up with the local homestay coordinators?
I would to go study the 1M acquisition module in absolute depth so that I can answer these questions.
Okay.
Strategy questions. It's been many hours worth of material I cannot give you in 5 minutes.
And next question. Sorry.
While I will talk about how we will be able to work with you if you decide that you want our help.
And next question, just
Yeah, go.
about just your target number, so we can have an idea when we can go for investment. Just, build the business model. When would be the ideal time to ask for money from investors?
What do you have right now?
Dollars.
Okay. And you are able to get to, do you think you can get to dollars in revenue without going to investors?
If we can bootstrap into a situation.
So is bootstrap as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
If you can bootstrap as much as possible, then we can create. If you work with us, we can create a situation where investors are coming for you. Have enough visibility and enough, that people know about you through PR and so forth, and create real visibility for you, so that investors really like, okay, this is a hot company, we should invest in this company.
Oh.
Of making you visible and create around a start. So if you position in a bootstrap mode, then chances of your raising financing quickly, effectively is much higher.
Okay, great.
All right, Sramana, you're up next. Thank you.
Hi. Thank you.
Hold on. If you have questions after the second 1M, we can talk more. But I'm going to move to Anurag and then Anil after this.
Yeah, Carl, are you hearing me?
Yes, go ahead.
Good morning, Sramana.
Good morning.
I would like to thank you for all the knowledge you distribute and you for taking up great mission 1M for a great cause.
Thank you.
Myself, I am being mechanical from NIT Allahabad. 20 years professional experience before founding this company.
Mm-hmm.
This is to provide a meaningful random code for packages and from fake labels. If with one word of the key feature of our invention, this is the simple. You can see on the slide that the every package, what we find that irrespective of the geography, it has 4 common elements. That is the product barcode, number, MRP, and manufacturing. We add the 5th element, that is a random code. And we call it as a meaningful random code for every package. And why we call it meaningful? Because every random code derives the other 4 elements, which are the package to authenticate. So on if you can just see that just an input of the random code will, with the help of the software, will give all the batch number and other details so the person can authenticate. The invention is that the amount of packages which is produced globally, millions of random codes, which is to go generate by our software, and that goes onto the package globally, do not require any database to be maintained anywhere or to be stored by anyone. This is the beauty that we don't need a database. So, indication for this. Please, next slide. What, as we say, that this is a brand what we focus. So all the customers, what includes in our case is the all FMCG company, all the CPG company, consumer packaged goods company. Now, position what we make is that we make available this randomized software to consumer packaged goods company via online to meaningful random code to every brand package, which helps to easily distinguish their product by their distribution retail channel partner. So illegal entry can be stopped into the supply chain, and to bring in good to these CPG companies, and to grow by taking market share of private labels through distinct visibility of the brand. There are some other also value addition, which is the real-time POS data collection and the e-category solution, where we can put a lot of value into that. If we look at it, the statistics, the counterfeit goods is among 1.7 trillion by annually. The level in the market is the hologram and the link, and they are very complex because they need the variety tool, and that is why they are not market friendly or user friendly. The package is very, very complex, very capital intensive. So enter, please. Now, our insight is that we generate a greatly cost-effective software-based solution, and it doesn't need a database to be maintained. Every package will be self-evident because whatever it derives, the random number, that entire is available onto the package itself. So this is what is the of implementation is, because it is just to be printed onto the package. So this is a very, very simple solution which can remove the counterfeiting and can the revenue to these CPG companies.
I have a question, Anurag. Can you explain to us, all of us, what is the workflow of this? So let's say a CPG company at production point, a packaging point, puts label on, this random number on the label.
Yeah.
It's going to require some sort of change in their production process, right?
Yes.
And
slide.
Where there is
also going
on, what else needs to happen at different points? Is it at the point of sale that you need to introduce software again?
Yeah, just go to the next slide. That is the answer is there in the next slide.
Okay.
If you see that software.com, this is what is the factory which will generate the software continuously producing software for every CPG companies like ABC1, ABC2, ABC3, ABCR. So n number of companies, they can be connected directly to the software, and the customized software will be developed to them. And these software actually they can be downloaded from the site, and offline there will be a production of the random number. As I said, there's no need to save of random number. So they will just downloading the software for their production batch. They will just print that number into manufacturing unit. If you can just see that I've taken the example of 3 manufacturing units. So in the software, producing that number by them inputting the batch number and the manufacturing date, and then it generates the number. That number goes onto the package, and it goes to the supply chain, which is stockist, distributor, and the retailer. So now, there is another online check, which is portcheck.com, I just call it, and they can directly be connected or they can download the software again to check each and every package or whatever the sampling these manufacturing the CPG companies decide for them. So they just if they get some 1 lakh of product in a batch, and they can just sampling some 100 numbers, pick up the 100 numbers, put it the random code, and they can just verify there itself whether this belongs to them or not. And it is available with the consumers also, because consumers do the same thing. They can just write, or from the mobile phone they can check the number.
A lot of the counterfeit industry in India, for example, is one example that you're giving. It's a very large counterfeit industry. Yeah. I imagine it happens very much in the unorganized retail sector, right? In the small kid stores and so on and so forth. I just don't see them to do any code checking.
I didn't get you.
The users, I just don't see them following the discipline of checking.
That is what exactly, because right now there is no such things available. If if it is a proprietary reader, 3,000 distributor, 20,000 retailer, maybe 2 lakhs retailer or 30 retailer. So nobody provides the proprietary reader. Or if it is hologram doesn't seem to be
I'm saying that they will not use it. They will not use it.
Normally all the companies are having their organized distributor sector, and this sector has an organized retailer. Like they give it to the retailer. So the product flows from manufacturing unit to the retailer and to the consumer. That check, and even the consumer can check. So
it depends on what you're talking about. There are these little sachets of shampoo that are sold at little kirana stores. That's unorganized retail. That's not organized retail.
I'm talking about the like LD Chemical. If we see the fungicides, if we see the seed, if we see some CPG company, FMCG, the paint company. Like
I just gave you an example of a CPG product. Shampoo is a CPG product.
Yes. Correct. It is there. So just one number can you
I understand what you're trying to do. Have you talked to the manufacturers, distributors, retailers? What is your validation situation?
I have started talking to the manufacturer. I have started talking to the pharmaceutical. I have started talking to the agrochemical. And they just wanted to see the product. But what is more important and why I have approached you, that they need to see a team working with us. That is where I'm lagging behind, because cash flow situation. This is short of cash completely. Out of cash to be more appropriate. And these are the corporates. They wanted to meet me. They wanted to see the product, but at the same time, they just wanted that I have a good team, good setup, and my financial model that I can outsource the marketing, I can outsource the sales, but I can use the basic production of the software. I need the funding.
Who said outsource marketing? Of the stage of the business, who said you can outsource any of that? You can't outsource marketing.
No, I just thought that reaching out to the various, even at the consumer level, I have to just give the with that one random number. They can check their product. So what should we do then? Because we are out of cash now. So how to approach? Because these people I have approached a few corporate level, and these will say that you need to set up a team which can support us. That's a big corporate.
I'm not a magician. I cannot pull out of my back pocket. So
that's correct. Yeah.
You know, okay. This is validated. In India, cannot raise funding. So unless you get to some level of validation, I don't know what you've done so far, how you've wired out of cash or what kind of cash you started with. I have those details, so it's hard for me to advise you on what to do. I have very limited information about your situation, but to get people into your proposition, that people really, if a customer who's really wants to work with you and really believes in what you're doing, they accept that you're building this team and you're building a company. You're not a large outfit that with a big team and all that, and if that's what your customers are looking for, you have to go to a different customer who's willing to work with you and is willing to take more risks. There's a very I think it was you need to focus on customers who are early adopter customers. When trying to bring an early product to market, you cannot go to customers who all the all the and all the treaties are. That's how startups work.
Okay.
So customers
Yeah.
on you.
Yeah. Okay. So, but the thing is that I have discussed with few customers. I have sent my mails to number of customers and discussed with few of them, and everybody what they could say that that they need a team because it's a corporate level decision. So I just need to know that how can because the idea is good is to a mature stage. The product is ready. We can just give this product to the customer, and they just see how they can
The
defend.
customer who wants the product badly enough is to be willing to work with you. The solution is the customer. You want the team. I want you on the customer.
I think what they like to see is that you should.
You're focusing on the wrong customer.
Have,
if they see a team and is not interested in your product, then you're focusing on the wrong customer.
Pre-qualification for vendor development side. They have pre-qualification for their vendors to have, and if it doesn't qualify, then the idea doesn't go ahead.
Customer.
Okay.
Am I across? I'm telling you that you're talking to the wrong customer. If the customer is not going to buy from a startup that is very stage, you need to go for companies who are willing to buy from a early stage startup.
Okay. Just wanted to know from you that its proposition has good value in the developed economy like US or somewhere?
I have talked to the people who face problems.
Okay, but if I have to put this idea to spread out in US to attract funding from there, is this from where I can go ahead?
This contract right now, where you are, the stage you are at, has no chance of raising funding in the US or anywhere else. This has no chance of raising funding in India either.
Okay. What's the reason? What's the reason?
One second. Maureen, can you put the most Harvard Business Review article, How Startups Close the Capital Gap, on the public chat? Folks, I call for you to read this article.
I read that. Yesterday, I think you have put it onto the LinkedIn. I've read that. Yeah, but I just wanted to know that since you say that this kind of product cannot raise the funding, what's the reason behind? Why, is the product it's an issue or what's the reason? Because
you're not sufficiently validated to be able to raise funding. It's not a question of product. It's a question of stage.
Okay.
So
unless the validation is there,
all the right things in the right order and get to the stage where you can prove to investors that this is a funding-worthy deal, you'll fund.
Okay.
There's no problem with that. It's not a value judgment on your business. It is a judgment of the stage of your business.
Okay, got it.
We're going to the call-in part. So if who wants to call in, please let us know in public chat. Put her on mute. And the phone number to call in is 1650-49320. Access code 667-611-399. Keep your phone muted until I ask for you. But do let us know in public chat that you are calling in. So talk to Ajay Goodbole next. Ajay, go ahead.
Hi. Sramana. This is just I dialed in to get feedback on my pitch during the
Yes.
at Oracle.
So pitch was the SaaS billing and bundling solution for, right?
Correct.
So have you had a chance to talk to Vinay or any of the Jeffrey or any of the guys who were on the panel?
just sent me an email, a tool email, and
Your project is something that is already very in exploration at very high levels or development at very high levels at Oracle. So I didn't think that it was worthwhile for them to invest in another idea or project on the same idea that is already very much in swing in parts of Oracle. So what his perspective is that this particular area, then they would plug you into where these projects are happening. So you need to go talk to them and help you navigate the organization and get plugged into those projects. Now, to do business of your own, then I would recommend that you look for a different idea to work on.
okay.
Application Lab is going to run a similar session, similar contest that you just went through in the fall, and another opportunity to compete.
Okay.
My suggestion would be to spend the time to, if you decide that you want to do a project of your own, then work on other projects and flesh those out and compete in the next round.
Okay.
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 Right. I go to the section on 1M and explaining to you how we work with entrepreneurs to help you decide whether you want to work with us or not. And we're going to come back to Q&A, so please make note of the call-in number as well as you'll be able to use the public chat to ask questions and discussions, okay? So, before we jump in, I want to ask you for a favor. We've been doing this for a long time. We've been doing this free mentoring, giving you feedback on your business strategies and giving you at least a very preliminary calibration of what you can do, what are your options and so forth. Through over 81 sessions. That's a lot of sessions. So obviously this program has been very well received and people are using it. We really need help to get the word around. So if you like what we're doing, please tell people about it. We need serious entrepreneurs to reach our goal of 1 million by 1 million. And we would really appreciate your help in finding serious entrepreneurs and make them aware of this resource. All right. Now, in terms of 1M resources, here is a quick rundown. I'll take 7 to 10 minutes to help you out how to use the 1M program for your benefit. Everything starts at 1mby1m.com. That's the website. I have a blog series that is available from the website, which is chock full of information, chock full of case studies, stories of successful entrepreneurs, how they have been navigating their journey, mitigating the risks and the challenges and that they have faced. So successful entrepreneurs are coming and teaching our platform. And we encourage you to take that and read the book on a regular basis to learn these lessons. We also give you lots of trend information and what's happening in the industry. If you're looking for ideas, for instance, we just talked to Ajay, who's potentially look for a second idea because his first idea did not win in the application lab contest. You can study the blog carefully too. We always have, in the thought leadership series, we have a lot of open problems being identified, discussed, and so forth, and it will trigger ideas for you. We also have his book series, of which we have published 4 volumes so far. They're available internationally from Amazon and Kindle, and then Flipkart India also sells these books. Essentially, these are that use case studies to illustrate different technology points, and we stress very heavily on bootstrapping and positioning. So the question I think was asking about, why wouldn't I get funded? Because most people are looking for dated businesses. So you have to have your positioning really clearly articulated and validated through a bootstrapped mechanism up to a point before investors and before, and if you're willing to do that, if you're willing to follow that methodology, we can help you get to that. We will teach you bootstrapping, we will teach you positioning, and we will help you get visibility around your business through clout in the PR, in the media of investors, so that investors start getting attracted to you. And this very interesting game, it is a game. The whole process is a game, and what we want to do for you is help you learn the rules of the game and how to play that game well, so that your chances of winning is high. So this is what it looks like, folks. You will have, on the top right, top navigation bar, you have the blog, you have information about the premium program, registration links for the free roundtables. These days every week, you're welcome to come to any of these roundtables and use them as and when you do. People using these roundtables, and feel free to use them as much as you need to. You can register and book your slot through the navigation bar on the website. Dates and times and everything are listed there. For that, you need a premium program for which we charge a $1,000 annual membership fee for unlimited access to entire methodology guidance, curriculum, business development process. We help you with introductions to customers, channel partners, investors, media, analysts, advisors, whatever is in our network. Our network is huge. We will access that network. We give you a tremendous network access. And we give you a private version, members-only version of these kinds of strategy consulting sessions. These are essentially consulting sessions, and we go into a lot more depth in the private sessions because you are able to pick strategy sessions with the curriculum. We give you a lot of information. So I think one of you was asking about your customer acquisition strategy. Well, we teach you customer acquisition in depth, and besides learning through the modules, through the curriculum modules, you can ask questions about specific issues that you're running into, both in the discussion areas of the curriculum as well as in these kinds of consulting sessions. Also, we help with financing. If you're a fundable company, we'll help you with financing. If you work through the process and situation where now you're ready for financing and we agree that you're ready for financing, we will introduce you to investors. And then we help media relations. So let's go into some of these topics in a little more detail. A $1 million club, we have published, introduced you a bunch of members of our $1 million club. You can go to the website and read about them. The definition of 1M is $325,000 a year worth of value for a $1,000 annual membership fee. You use the program the way it's going to be used, and we teach you we teach you on how to use the program effectively, but really you have to do the work. Gym, 1 million is like a gym. We give you a whole bunch of different machines. You have to go and use those machines to be able to lose weight. We can't do that for you. You have to do the work yourself. Assessment is something that you need to use to calculate business. It's a very effective set of questions that investors are going to ask you, that you really calibrate yourself against to assess where the gaps are. Provide you with curriculum modules. If you're a premium member, you'll be able to go to the curriculum and learn. Wherever you have knowledge gaps, you will be able to fill those gaps by going to the curriculum modules we offer you there. You have a whole bunch of links to the premium program, how to expect from the premium program, how to use the premium program, FAQs, video FAQs, all these are available on the website. Curriculum, the way we have designed the curriculum is since 2006, we've been developing case studies. We've been talking to entrepreneurs who have built successful companies. You know, they've generated substantial revenue. Some of them have had exits. Many of them have raised substantial amounts of funding. They've today created one of the most important comprehensive collection of case studies anywhere in the world, where successful entrepreneurs are effectively teaching you their success strategies. There are over 600 case studies every year. We are adding 150 plus case studies. And we have been, as you know, we've been coaching entrepreneurs since 2008. So we have 1,000 coaching sessions that we have studied and understand your issues and the kinds of blocks you're running into. And this curriculum, those issues in, so videos and case studies on all the issues that you're facing is what this curriculum is about. We have 7 core modules in the core curriculum: boost listening, market sizing, customer validation, customer acquisition, and team building. Stuff you have to master if you want to be a successful entrepreneur. You have no choice, you have to learn these pieces. We have the effective modules. If you're into the call, you need to put your line on mute. You need to put your line on mute, otherwise you're streaming echo into the call. Those selective modules that are aligned with various types of businesses that our entrepreneurs are working on. Those 3.2 and e-commerce, cloud computing and business solutions, including big data, which is a hot area right now, outsourcing and consulting, social apps, healthcare, online education, gaming. These are all elective modules, and we have also studies and video lectures on those topics. Our methodology is lean, capital efficient, bootstrap startups. And to follow this methodology and be willing to follow this methodology if you want to work with 1M, because we have learned that this is the only methodology that is working, you know, on a relatively high probability of success basis. There are exceptions. You know, a relationship with someone, and somebody really likes you and is willing to bet on you. That's a situation which is a bit of an exception. So we encourage you to go to friends and family and get people to bet on you who believe in you. That is a way of raising, you know, if you're confirmed, really believe that you have to have capital to, you know, get to the next level. But you do not have access to those relationships of all those kinds of capital. So we teach you something that a large number of entrepreneurs should be able to use this method with a very high probability of failure. We're trying to increase your probability of success as much as possible, and then, you know, if you follow this and kind of get to points of validation, then we can help you raise money. But be willing to do the hard work, in the bootstrap mode, in the lean, capital efficient startup mode early on, because that is really critical to success. About user and media to generate momentum around your business and generate interest from customers, from channel partners, from investors. We have a lot of clout in the media, and we are giving our portfolio companies a lot of coverage and visibility in the media, which in turn is generating investor interest or customer interest in those companies. And that we are able to do for you, and we strongly recommend that you take advantage of that ability that we have in getting you present a hot company as a serious company, a company that people should take seriously. And we give you access to our social media clout. We have a tremendous channel. You know, on Facebook, for example, profile has something like 19,000 followers, almost 19,000 followers. On my 16,000 connections. And very senior people in the industry are connected to me, and we are able to get you connected to people like that, and people in your audience potentially through this network. So the network is very valuable, and for an incubator to be successful, the network is really valuable, and our network is a very powerful network. Then, this is incubation radar, deal radar. These are again means of getting you positioned hot company. A lot of investors monitor our incubation radar, deal radar series, for example. I encourage you to take advantage of these kinds of PR opportunities to the radars of investors. We have an affiliate program. If you're an organization that is in a synergistic area, like maybe you have a blog for catered to entrepreneurs, or if you work in some area development, in entrepreneurship development area, you with us either through the incubator in a box or through the affiliate program. There are a variety of different ways. So these are coming free roundtables, July 18th, July 25th. Then we're going to take a bit of a break in the beginning of August, and then we'll resume August 2nd, August 29th. So please book slots to pitch or to chat. For those who are in India looking for if you haven't zeroed in on an idea yet, a book called Vision India 2020 that we've published that has $40 billion business ideas. We also have a module in 1M to help support the Vision India 2020 ideas. You're welcome to take any of these ideas and develop them. It is basically written as a business fiction, as if we are sitting in 2020 looking back on building these businesses. So a lot of strategic details in the in the book, and it's an idea generation kind of platform. We want to read it to generate your own ideas and solve problems. So in a box is something that a lot of companies are using, and if you're representing a company, you're welcome to use it. Governments, entrepreneurship development organizations, a variety of people can bring the incubator in a box. Conference call-in instructions. If you want to call in, let us know in public chat. I believe somebody is waiting to talk to me in the public chat. Could you please put your line and let me know? Let me see. I think you are dialed in.
I'm Savita. I'm from Bapton College.
Yeah.
You on a little different note, if it's okay with you.
Yeah.
So basically, Bapton College has an annual event called as the Bapton Entrepreneurship Forum, where it's all the successful entrepreneurs in the country. And we're looking at looking at you as one of the speakers, and I really, really wanted to talk to you about it. I've been looking ways to contact you, and I just thought getting on the table would be one way. I just wanted to contact you and invite you for that.
The person that you should talk to is Maureen. She handles all my speaking engagements and everything. So, Maureen will be happy to help you.
Okay, about it. A lot. Sorry if this was the wrong place to call you.
No problem at all.
Okay.
Any questions or make comments in the public chat? So feel free to use the public chat at this point. My public chat is open. I recommend that you guys minimize the video and open up the public chat so that we can all have a discussion there. And it's also a great opportunity to introduce yourself. Tell us where you're coming from, what project you're working on, how you're about 1M. This is an opportunity for us to network and get to know one another.
Can I?
Yes?
Oh, well, thank you so much. Wonderful, wonderful event here. This is my first time. My name is Eliana Gilad. I'm calling in from Israel, the South Nation. I help entrepreneurs to present themselves in English with ease and the fear of public speaking, such that their innovative ideas, products, and services can come up very clearly and move mountains. And I'm interested to hear from you, from your perspective, after all of these thousands of presentations. What do you see as the as Achilles' heel or the main issues that have that would be very helpful for them to be supported in order to make their verbal presentations and their quality and the message behind the power behind the words to really come across clearly. How would you see?
This is if you have your thoughts clear, if you know what you are doing clearly, and you're better capable of presenting what is it you're trying to get across. So if you go to our website and look at the self-assessment, that's a very good kind of what we need, what entrepreneurs need to present. So if you're guiding entrepreneurs to present well, follow self-assessment points and make sure that they think through how those points and present those in their presentation.
What would you say is where do the biggest challenge in people's vocal presentation?
I'm not so keen on vocal presentation. I'm more interested in the content.
Meaning, so that if somebody doesn't speak solely, that's not so important to you. It's more important that the ideas come up.
Yeah, because it's not possible for us to change people's accents. For instance, we work internationally. We work with others the world. We can't on changing their accents, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have Huffington. She's a successful entrepreneur with a very heavy accent. And some people are not so easy to understand because of those thick accents, but it's beyond our capability to change people's accents.
Accents are also beautiful as well. The issue is more the
and if you cannot understand them, that beauty is not very useful.
Yeah, exactly.
You're working on phone, Skype kind of mode, which is how a lot of technology entrepreneurs have to work. If you can be understood on the phone, this is a big advantage.
Where do you see how the fear and the stress gets in the way of the presentation itself, or maybe you don't? The fear of the public presentation.
It's not in my power to change that. What is in my power is to give them the clarity about what is it that they're doing, how they're doing, and my belief is that if you know what you're doing, you're confident. You know what you're doing, you're afraid. So we try to, at the cosmetic level, we work at the root cause level.
Yeah.
So, basically, I believe that if you know what you're doing, you can convey what you're doing. But if you're doing, you'll never be able to convey anything. There's a quote in my third book, in the positioning book: clarity is the highest form of intelligence. And it is all around trying to get you clarity on how you're going to put one before the other. You can have clarity if you have clarity about what you're doing. Next.
Yeah. That's
an interesting questions. Has any other questions, then we're going to wrap up the session, and hope to see you next week, same time, same place. And there's somebody saying something in the public chat. Let me see. Send me private messages. This is a big chat discuss. So if you ask a question, you need to ask it publicly. So Saxena is asking me privately, and I will read out his private question: how to find early adopter customers. again, it's not something I can teach you in 2 seconds. You need to learn how to do customer acquisition, and we teach you customer acquisition strategy in depth. What are the strategies and mechanics of how to acquire customers is something we teach you in the program in depth. If you don't know how to do that, I recommend that you learn that through the program. You know, wishy-washy answer in 2 seconds. Guys, I know there are a lot of people in the room, and I'm dying to know who you are, where you're calling from, and what you're working on. It was good to know what Ileana Gilad is working on, where she is calling from. It was great to get that little bit of perspective of who you are. So we know who you are. Kedar wants to meet Savita, connect with Savita. This is what happens. You introduce yourselves, other people figure out who you are and what you're doing, and and connections happen. No one wants to introduce themselves. Very good today, huh?
Are you still there? Are you still there?
I'm here.
Can I still be heard?
Yes.
This is exactly my point. I'm on a mission. Why is it that people are so shy in that there's such a fear of speaking up when we have such bright ideas and things to bring to the world and to the market? There's a wonderful person who's helping us. That's a lot of where my question is coming from. I am looking to address that issue and to help others.
I'm asking from extremely insecure animals.
So, is the support needed more confidence?
There is no right or wrong here. If you introduce and tell you're working on what makes you here, there is nothing to be afraid of. And I think she's bringing up very interesting points. Ileana is bringing up very interesting points. Is that what are people so shy about engaging with other people? That's why we're here. We're here to work, to learn, to engage, it's a safe place. We are here to critique. We're here to critique you, and it's a constructive criticism form. You take the feedback and do something with it. I told him to not focus on team because he needs to get some customer to early adopter customer to engage with him and buy his product. He cannot afford to build a team right now. He's out of cash almost. So he needs a product which solves somebody's problem. So if he can find somebody who has the problem and an early adopter, high tolerance customer, he should build that product and get money from that customer. That is a subtle change in his perspective, and I hope, Anurag, you're going to take that perspective and implement it as you go forward. These kinds of subtleties, these kinds of constructive feedback can only come if you come forth and explain what kind of issues, what kind of bottlenecks you're running into. Is running a predictive analytics startup from Bangalore. Like I don't see any other introductions. I don't see anybody else coming. Rakesh Keswani, good. Here from Mumbai, Thane. I've initiated a youngsters mentoring program. Okay, cool. Anybody an intro? groups of kids to Switzerland. All right? Make adventure activities. Build an independence. Good. Excellent. I co-founded my first startup to help families preserve their stories for generations. Okay. Where are you based? Early mothers. Great. So now you are starting to introduce yourselves, and we're getting a feel for who's in the room, what you're doing. It's wonderful. Startup is based in Communitech at Waterloo, Canada. Great. Excellent. He says he's a fan of 1M and talks about it to entrepreneurs he meets. That's great. We appreciate that. Rachit, you're sending me private messages. See your messages, but you need to type in public chat. Across the validation stage. Rachit says his one called Find Yahan, which is a place for services which will connect service seekers to service providers. I would learn from Evans or Odesk or any of those freelance platforms. Is that the primary differentiator? Angi from India on a concept of social gifting for the US market. Very market. Any bit 4 minutes, and then we'll. When one talks product market fit, how big a sample size defines the market? If people we interview validate and invalidate our assumptions, does it really mean that the idea is validated and invalidated? You know, it's a somewhat subjective question, and it also depends on the market and the segment. If you're on a B2B business, customers or invalidating is meaningful, but if you're working on a consumer business, statistically is not a statistically significant number. And issues around segmentation and talking to the right people in the right segment. There's all sorts of issues. We covered this at length, by the way, in our validation methodology. It comes up all the time, and it, to do validation right is something that you need to pay attention to, because otherwise you're going to get false positives, false negatives, all sorts of things that are not desirable. You have to mitigate risks of false signals. Coming to the end of the session, we wish you the best. Hopefully in the next week you're going to make some progress. One of the cardinal rules of entrepreneurship is that every day you need to feel like you're moving forward. You need to do at least one thing that gives you feeling that we have moved forward. And that's really what keeps going, keeps us moving in the right direction. And small steps add up. We make, when you look at the long view of a month or 3 months or 6 months, then you see that you have made real serious progress over a period of time. That next time we meet, next Thursday, by then you would have made at least 7 steps forward. And I look forward to seeing you back here next week. Bye, everybody.